Hello, ni hao, bonjour, konnichiwa, hola, habari, mulishani, and wagwan. Welcome to Beyond Borders podcast. If you're new here, I'm your host, Dr. Charity Campbell Capella, known in the travel space as Doctora the Explorer, but mostly known as Dr. CK. Here at Beyond Borders, I share transformative travel experiences and cultural insights and help you see that cultural intelligence touches every part of our lives. I can't believe our 4-part series is already coming to an end. I don't know about you, but I've enjoyed sharing all the deets about living in the city of gold as an expat, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the surprisingly beautiful turnaround. In today's episode, I am sharing about how to balance cultural immersion and self-care in the vibrant city of Johannesburg, South Africa. But the star of today's episode is what you're really here for: how to survive load shedding. Also, as a bonus, I'm going to talk about the consequences of overstaying your visa. You know what to do. If you are ready to expand your mind, challenge your perspectives, even discover a bit more about yourself, hit that subscribe button, download today's episode, and let's go beyond borders. Whew. It is part 4, the ultimate Joburg survival kit: load shedding, cultural immersion, and self-care. If you haven't by now, please go back and listen to episode 3 when I talked about how I was robbed in Johannesburg at Killarney Mall. And you know what? Yeah, we had a lot of ups and downs there, but man, we still had fun. It was in Johannesburg that my husband and I found out the sex of our baby. See, our baby is very precious because he has traveling parents, okay? So we conceived in Zimbabwe. I found out I was pregnant in Zambia, which is where my husband's from. We then moved. We never planned to live in Zambia. We were stopping in to visit family and the ministry there. And then in Namibia was where we had actually planned to go live and to start a ministry. Why we chose Namibia, Windhoek, only God knows. But while we were there, we discovered that I was pregnant with twins. And I also lost one of the twins in Namibia. But it was in Johannesburg in South Africa that we discovered that we were having a baby boy. My husband and I, we choose to be private, so we haven't shared photos and videos of our son online because, you know what, the world is real crazy. I don't know if y'all, it ain't just the stuff that you see on TV. You be like, dang, that'll never happen. Nah. These deep fake videos and AI turning baby pictures into child pornography and pedophiles buying this stuff, this stuff is real. It's enough to make my blood boil, but that's not what this episode is about. So that was our decision together to not put him up on social media or things like that. We use the family album app so we can, share with our loved ones, and it's discreet, and they can't download any images and stuff like that. So I appreciate that. And they can't even take screenshots. But it was in Johannesburg that we found out we were having a baby boy. The different ways of preparing for me being a first-time mom away from my family. And, I was living in China for 5 years, so I had really gotten accustomed to Chinese culture. And now here I am in South Africa trying to, get myself together and not having any true maternity clothes that could fit me, which I found crazy. I'm not the tallest or the biggest thing over here. Y'all surely have some clothes, maternity clothes. It was just the shopping, having to go and shop and find different things. And I didn't like what I was finding. So I just stuck with plus size clothing. We have to improvise. But just that whole thing, I kind of felt like I was missing out on purchasing maternity clothes and maternity leggings like I would have if I was in the States. Being in South Africa, I felt like, okay, this is not as bad. It's not as bad. It was just different. I was trying to navigate all of these different emotions that I was feeling because I really had I was feeling FOMO, the fear of missing out. I felt like I was missing out on a maternity shoot because I didn't know who to go to or none of those things like that. And a couple of weeks ago, I shared on Substack a maternity photo that we did end up taking. I think I found him on Instagram. This is back when I was using Instagram. I found a photographer on Instagram who was showcasing maternity photos, and they were in the Sandton district. A couple of weeks ago, I talked to you about the safest districts and the ones to avoid. His studio was in Sandton district, and so I was flying out to the States because I was right on the edge of not being able to fly home because I was so far along in my pregnancy. I said, okay, I'm leaving on Tuesday. Let's schedule the photo shoot for Sunday. It's crazy. And that Sunday was my birthday and our wedding anniversary. So we just had a whole lot going on, but we truly enjoyed ourselves. We took our photos. I didn't have somebody I do my own hair. So let's just put it that way. And generally I do my own makeup. But at this point, listen, when you 8 months pregnant, you ain't trying to do no makeup whatsoever. You be like, bruh, you just got to take this face. But I did ask the photographer if he had someone that can do the makeup, and he did. She did my makeup. I look like an African auntie. That's all I'm gonna say. She caked it, okay? That makeup was caked, honey. And I'll put a link to the Substack article so you can see the photo. Overall, I made it do what it do. I didn't have clothes that I could wear. I did not have maternity clothes that I could wear. So what I ended up doing was taking this red sheet that they had. It was like a satin sheet or something. I put it on the satin side, and I put that baby up like a toga. Came out looking like a goddess, an Amazonian goddess. It was perfectly fine with it. But I had to deal with that, that emotional challenge of feeling like I'm missing out on so much because I'm not in my American culture. But then I had to learn to appreciate the fact that I'm literally being immersed in another culture, quite a few other cultures, while I am pregnant with my son, being married to my African husband, to my Zambian husband, and I'm getting to experience all these things. Yes, I'm American. I'll always be American. And yes, there are, different things that I wanted to have, like a baby shower, but I was all the way across the world. Thankfully, I did end up having one when I came back. My mom, my godmother, and my sister-in-law, they knew how I felt, and they put together an amazing baby shower at the last minute. Like, y'all, all these things that I was stressed out about, it wasn't necessarily homesick, but it was community sick. Like, I really wanted to be around my family, because here I am. This is my first time being pregnant. So having to navigate those emotional challenges while I was abroad, it was a lot. It was a lot. Now I know better, obviously, because now I know that things really do work out. And, even finding community abroad was a challenge at first. It was a true challenge at first. But then God put the right people in our path, and we were celebrated for being up and coming new parents. So, yeah. But one of the biggest things for us with self-care, food was definitely a source of self-care. And we found ourselves enjoying Roko Mamas. Oh my God. My first experience with Roko Mamas was in Zimbabwe, Harare, Zimbabwe. Our first time, it was American Thanksgiving Day, because I couldn't find turkey, anything, and I was getting stressed out because I wanted to make a Thanksgiving Day meal. And I said, you know what? Bump this. Let's go eat a burger. Let's go eat a burger. And we went to Roko Mama's, and I fell in love. Not with my husband, with Roko Mama's. I fell in love, y'all. I mean, just the food, the wings, and the burger. Oh my God, it was amazing. And so I was so happy to see that they had a Roko Mama's also in Johannesburg. And we enjoyed it. We ate Roko Mama's quite often. because it's just that good. Also, we loved pizza. So we would order Debonair's, which Debonair's has some great pizza. And then one of my American favorites we found in Eastgate Mall. And I turned my husband on to it. And I'm telling you, my husband, he's just like, I've never had anything this good. Y'all, it was Cinnabon. The cinnamon rolls, whew, my God, it was so good. And just sitting there eating a Cinnabon, I'm having like nostalgia, right? Having nostalgia from being back in the States. And I'm like, this is so good. So my husband's like, the first thing, once his visa gets approved, the first thing that he wants when he gets here is some Cinnabon. And I'm like, I got you. Trust me, because I want it too. I got you. We had that. And then we also, there was this steakhouse that we really enjoyed. Spurs Steakhouse. Now, all these places that I'm telling you about, I am going to be doing Foodie Fridays on my Substack. So if you are not subscribed to my Substack, go ahead and subscribe to that newsletter, because like I told you, before and after my phone was stolen. Okay, remember last week's episode? Before and after my phone was stolen, I was taking photos, because after my phone was stolen, I just started taking my iPad. But I was watching my surroundings, because nobody won't take my iPad, okay? But I was taking photos and video clips, so I have to show you these food experiences we had. And then Kung Fu Kitchen was a really good Chinese place that we found, and it was very, very delicious. It was great. Okay, great. So yes, I associate our positive experiences with food as a part of, the overall positive aspects of our stay. We had favorite food places. We had favorite places we would visit. Eastgate Mall was probably one of our favorites. We never went back to Killarney Mall again after I was robbed. Okay, why? I want nothing to do with them. I want nothing to do with Killarney Mall. Never again did I go back. And so we did. We had some good experiences in all of the different districts that we went to, especially just kind of walking around and getting some exercise before we went to find out the sex of the baby. So that was pretty fun. So those were some positive aspects of the stay. The biggest thing was learning how to deal with load shedding. Okay. Learning how to survive load shedding was something that I think my husband was already used to, because they have load shedding really, really bad in Zambia. Even now, like, it's terrible. Now, as of October, this is 2024. Right now in Zambia, they have been having load shedding that lasts a few days, meaning there's been no power. And in some cases, no water, because the water is connected to the power. They've been without power and without water for like 4 and 5 days straight. And so learning how to survive load shedding is a big deal, especially when you're a digital nomad, whether it's teaching university like I do, whether it is operating your business, whether you're a content creator, whatever it is, it's horrible. So I'm going to give you a few tips on how to survive load shedding. Okay. The first thing is have a backup power source like a UPS or a generator. Also solar panel, because one of the things that I have is a solar power bank. So it charges up your phone. It can charge up, anything that you connect like a USB with. It can use the solar panels to continue to generate the energy, the power that's needed. And then when you have your power back on, you just recharge the whole thing so you can have it with you while you're out. It's also great to take with you when you're hiking, when you're out in nature. Yeah, definitely great. While I was teaching online, I purchased a mobile modem. It's like a little portable one that you can a dongle that you can stick into your computer or your iPad or whatever. And, it provided network for you. So I definitely would recommend getting that. Another thing I would recommend is going to a cafe. So if you don't have like a portable modem that will work for you, or, if you just don't have access to network, go to a cafe, because they will always have some type of backup generator that continues to work. I think the only thing is that you would have to like purchase something. So I would always purchase like a nice cup of coffee, or a cup of coffee and a muffin or something like that. And the muffins were ginormous. Or like a croissant. I mean, it's not like you absolutely won't be able to survive when there's load shedding. You just have to know what to do. Know the ins and out. If you don't have a generator, if you don't have backup batteries, if you don't have solar power panels to charge up your devices, or if you don't have a portable modem, go to a cafe or go to some place that does have Wi-Fi that you can be able to use, even if you do have to make a small purchase for something. Okay. So you want to be able to do that, because we're going to find ways to survive load shedding and make the best of our experience. Now, last thing, what happens if you overstay your visa? This is a thing. And unfortunately, my husband and I both found out. We both found out. So if you overstay your visa, if your overstay duration is less than 30 days, then you'll only be banned from re-entering South Africa for 12 months. So you get a year ban. You will be on your passport or on your visa, you'll be stamped as undesirable. Yeah, that's the wording. Undesirable for 12 months. Okay, for a year. And there's this entire form that you receive. I happen to be there a little bit less than 30 days, so banned for a year, not a month, a year. If you overstay more than 30 days, you will be banned for 5 years. So remember, I told you that I had to leave South Africa because I had to go prepare to give birth for our baby. My husband was supposed to be following. However, we had some issues over at the embassy. He wasn't able to complete the process there in Johannesburg. He had to go back to Zambia because he's a Zambian, and they needed to do it there. And then we had rejections with the visa there. And because my husband overstayed his duration for more than 30 days, he's actually banned for 5 years. So it's been a year now. He's banned for 4 more years. I can go to South Africa. I could go. My year is up. But my husband, he can't go for another 4 years. So that's a problem. Yeah. But so I just wanted to share that. It's nothing that you have to go into super detail about. You just need to know, don't overstay your visa. Okay, if you have a 90-day visa, if you have a whatever, even if you have a visa where you can go and it's maybe for like a year or 2 years or whatever, please do not stay over 1 day. Don't stay any more than the allotted time for your visa, because you will be banned. I was hoping that I could get a corrupt officer that wanted... Don't judge me. I was hoping that I could get a corrupt officer that would be like, okay, you got some money? You pay me 200 Rand. You pay me 50 Rand. And I won't even, I won't even mark it down. No, I had the good guy. I had the good one. The one that was like, oh, you stayed over? Okay, well, it's just a year that you'll be banned. Just a year? That's fine, because I didn't plan on coming back anyway, so not anytime soon. I was going to go have my baby, Just know, if you overstay your visa, you will, depending on how long. If it's less than 30 days, you're banned for a year. If it's more than 30 days, you're banned for 5 years. And you're on your visa, your passport to be marked as undesirable. So overall, I did enjoy. I enjoyed both times that I was in Johannesburg. It was quite different. The second time than it was the first time. A lot of lessons learned. I think I gained more experience the second time than the first. And it's not something that I would trade. Even with the ups and the downs, the good, the bad, the ugly, it still ended up being surprisingly beautiful, because I have so much gratitude for the experiences that we had there. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this mini series. Did you? Please let me know. Let me know in the comments. Also, don't forget to, let your girl know in the comment section how you feel about the podcast. This is a new venture for me, and I really do appreciate you guys tuning in every single week to learn from me. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the Beyond Borders podcast. Download today's episode, rate, comment, and then share. Don't be stingy, okay? Share so we can ignite a cultural revolution all across the globe. I also invite you to connect with me on YouTube, Pinterest, and my Substack. Let me know what kind of cultural insights and travel experiences you'd like to hear more of. Also, if you have any questions or you would like to be a guest on the show, please email me at charity, CHARITY, at doctoratheexplorer.com, and someone will respond in a timely manner. Thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, remember to keep your mind open and your suitcase ready, and I'll see you in the next episode as we go Beyond Borders.